Hey guys, so I have Becky here. She's going to be the Hot 26 full series model today. We are struggling with this Zoom thing, so we're hoping after wasting, I don't know, a good 40 minutes trying to figure out, 47 minutes trying to figure it out, that maybe it'll record her. If it does not, then you're going to be stuck seeing a black screen with my name on it. So we're doing our best. Bear with us. All right, let's begin. All 10 fingers that are locked underneath the chin to the webbing. Thumbs are crossed, knuckles glued to the chin, thumbs glued to the throat. Toes and heels touching all the way. Squeeze the lower body nice and tight. Squeeze the inner and outer thighs. Go ahead and exhale all the air from the lungs. And let's begin. Inhale, chin comes down. So push the chin down into the knuckles. Lift the forearms up to the face. Suck the stomach all the way in. Hollow it out. Look for the rib cage there. Hollow it out even more. Exhale, head back. Think ha. Audible breath. Out of the mouth, across the throat. Shoulders come down away from the ears. Bring the forearms, the wrists, the elbows to touch. Get them high up off the chest without bending backward. Inhale, chin down, nice and slow. The slower you go, the better. So literally press the chin down into the knuckles, lengthening the back of the neck, wrapping the forearms around the face, suck the stomach in. Exhale, head back. Think ha. Squeeze your buttocks, squeeze your hips. Keep the lower body nice and tight. Remember, no bending backwards. Forearms, wrists, elbows come all the way to touch at the very end. Beautiful. Inhale, chin down. 6 seconds minimum to fill the lungs up. Press the chin down. Lift the forearms all the way up to the face. Suck the stomach in even more. Complete depression of the abdominal wall. Exhale, head back. This is an audible breath. Think out of the mouth, across the throat. Forearms, wrists, elbows, once again, come to touch. Inhale, chin down. Pull the belly in. So complete depression of the abdominal wall. That means we're sucking the stomach in, filling the lungs up with each inhale until you really can't take any more in. Another little sip of air. Exhale, head back. Force the air out of the lungs. You're going to open up the lower lobes of those lungs. By forcing the air out, this is literally popping open these little alveoli, especially good for us right now. Inhale, chin down. Keeping our cardiovascular system nice and healthy. Pulmonary system nice and healthy. Lift up even more. Exhale, head back. Relax the shoulders away from the ears all the way. Get a nice opening across the neck and the trap. Should feel really good. Bring those forearms, wrists, elbows to touch once again. Beautiful. Inhale, chin down. Lengthen the back of the neck. So we're not dropping the chin to the chest, but we're lengthening the back of the neck straight down toward the floor. Elbows up a little more, belly in. Exhale, head back. Audible breath. So I want to hear your breath. You want to hear your breath. Shoulders away from the ears. Keep the chest lifted up. Proud pigeon chest, so there's no leaning backwards. Squeeze the buttocks, inner thighs. Elbows touch. Last one for a set. Inhale, chin down. Belly nice and strong. Squeeze the lower body super tight. Lift the forearms up a little bit more. Stretch up tall. Exhale, head back. Again, shoulders away from the ears. Keep the chest lifted up, nice and tall. Forearms, wrists, elbows come to touch. Beautiful. Relax the arms down by your side. Shake the shoulders out a little bit. Very nice. And then Becca, I don't know if you'd mind. If you do, don't do it. Turn toward the side so we can see if your spine is nice and straight on the exhale. Beautiful. Is that okay? All right. All 10 fingers that are locked for second set. Once again, toes and heels together. Squeeze the inner outer thighs. Perfect. Squeeze the inner outer thighs. Let's begin. Inhale, chin down. So push the chin down once again. So we want to lengthen the back of the neck without dropping the chin of the chest. Lift the forearms, wrap them around the face. Suck the stomach in even more. Stretch up really tall. Exhale, head back. Push the head back, shoulders down. Chest stays lifted, no leaning backwards. Try to keep the weight evenly distributed in the feet. Squeeze the buttocks tight, elbows touch. Gorgeous, Becca. Inhale, chin down. Nice and slow you go, guys. So literally, if it takes you longer than 6 seconds, this is good. That means that you're strengthening those lungs even more and you're literally creating more elasticity in the lungs. Exhale, head back. Again, good pulmonary, healthy pulmonary system, really important right now. Pull the shoulders away from the ears, reach the elbows high, bring them to touch at the end. Awesome. Inhale, chin down. Lengthening the back of the neck. So you're literally stretching the little intercostal muscles as you lift those elbows up, allowing yourself to fill the lungs up all the way, every last drop. Exhale, head back. Again, as you're pushing the air out of the lungs, you're popping open those little alveoli. This is going to help you carry this lovely oxygenated blood all the way through the body. Elbows touch high up off the chest. Really nice, Becca. Inhale, chin down. So keep going, guys. You know how to work this breath. It warms the body from the inside out. Pranayama breathing. It's basically beginning Ujjayi. Exhale, head back. You're releasing, relaxing the body, relaxing the central nervous system, releasing tension from the upper back, shoulders, and traps. Keep that chest lifted, elbows touch. Awesome. Inhale, chin down. Keep that lower body nice and tight. Never giving up the squeeze in the buttocks, inner outer thighs. Belly in, even more. Lift up. Exhale, head back. Again, this is audible across the throat on the exhale. Forearms, wrists, elbows come to touch. Keep those knuckles glued to the chin. Bring them to touch. Nice. Inhale, chin down. Through the nose, across the throat. Fill up the lungs. 6 seconds minimum. You've got this. Lift up a little more. Exhale. Head back. We only have 2 more to go, and the breathing is behind you. Literally warming the body from the inside out. Hyper-oxygenating the body. Elbows touch. Last 2, guys. Inhale, chin down. Push that chin down. Feel the stretch in the shoulders. Keep pulling the belly in, filling up the lungs. Take another little sip of air at the top here. Hold it. Exhale. Head back. Force it out all the way. Make those lungs work for you. Shoulders out of the ears. Those elbows to touch. Squeeze your buttocks, inner outer thighs, belly tight. Beautiful. Elbows touch. Last one. Make it your biggest and best, guys. So you're strengthening those lungs. You're really working to create a strong immune system against this virus. So open it up, lift up a little bit more at the top there. Suck the stomach in, hold it. Exhale. Force it all out. Keep exhaling literally until nothing comes out of those lungs. Just keep exhaling, keep exhaling, keep exhaling. Fantastic. Relax those arms down by your side. Beautiful, Becca. All right, we're going to work into Ardha Chandrasana, Padasana. Inhale the arms up and over the head. All 10 fingers interlock. Release the index fingers. Squeeze. Yeah, I was going to see if you could back up a little bit without running into a wall. Squeeze the biceps into the head very strongly. No room for air, lighter space between the biceps and the head. Take it back and forth, right and left. And as you do so, just make sure you're not collapsing side to side. And remember, Becca, I'm not necessarily talking to you. Hopefully other people will be listening into this. So when you come up to the center, stretch it tall and then take it to the side. And then you come to the center, stretch it tall again and take it to the side. All right. So let's go ahead and set this up. Once again, I want you to push the hips a little bit forward, bring the upper body back. So you're going to be a little bit sway back here. Chin is away from the chest, squeeze the biceps into the head. No room for air, lighter space. Squeeze the palms together like glue. Take a deep breath, fill up your lungs. Keep those lungs full and take the body to the right in an absolutely straight line bending. So as you come down to the right, and keep in mind those of you, if you're watching Becca, she's going to be going the opposite direction, but she's going to her right. Squeeze the palms together. The right shoulder comes back. The left shoulder comes forward. So you're keeping the chest open by stacking the shoulders. Chin stays away from the chest. Keep squeezing those palms together. Imagine I've tied a rope around your wrists. You're pushing the hips out from over top of the ankles, literally creating this awesome lateral flexion for the spine, but you're creating a little leaning tower with the lower body. So the right hip is out from over top of the ankles. I want you to feel a tremendous stretch all the way down the right side body, fingertips and heels, bones to skin. Start to come down and push, lift up and over. Don't collapse in the chest. Come down and push. See how much you got today. Go for it to your own degree, Becca. Don't make me push you. And then change. Come on up. Whenever you're ready, let that breath out. All right, reset it up. So again, push the hips forward, bring the upper body back. Squeeze the biceps into the head. Chin is up away from the chest. Reach up tall. Take a full breath in. Take the body to the left without exhaling. So you keep those lungs nice and full. This is 80-20 breathing. So we keep the lungs full. We breathe off that little 20%, little sips of air. Keep squeezing those arms in even more, Becca. Imagine I was standing there squeezing the biceps into your head. Palms together. Imagine I've tied a rope around the wrists, pushing the hips out from over top of the ankles, keeping those hips nice and squared. Beautiful. Try to see if you're getting nice and open in this pose. On the left side here, you can push into that left heel, getting a nice stretch. Literally all the way down the left side body, fingertips to heels, bones to the skin, left shoulder back. Keep reaching up and over. Start to come down and push. Don't let that left hip creep away. Keep it right in line with the right. Start to come down and push. See if you get a nice little stretch today. Open it up and then change. Come on up to center when you're ready. Let the breath out. Awesome. All right, let's do a big back bend. So if you want to turn to the side, you can. You don't have to. Totally up to you. Awesome. The toes, perfect. Toes and heels together. Just make sure you're not going to run into anything. Reach up out of the waist. Lengthen the tailbone. Don't tucking, but lengthen the tailbone. So you're getting up out of the waist. First thing I want you to do is take your head back, relaxing the head. Just let it go. Release any tension. And then before you do anything else, take those arms back as far as you can get them to go. So just take the arms. You're going to feel a massive opening in the upper back. Keep taking the arms. See if you can get them right next to the ears. Take the arms back. Go back. Go back. Now start to bend the whole spine. Lower back, middle back, upper back bends. Push the stomach, thighs, hips forward. Keep working the back bend. Take the arms with you. They have to go with you. Go back. Fall back. Breathe. Way back. And then change. Come on up to center, nice and slow. Make sure you're not dizzy. Pull the belly in nice and tight. I don't know where you'll have to turn. Yeah, fold forward. Keep the spine long. So from right there, Becca, come back up just a little bit. I'll show you something. So lift your arms up more right there. Just the arms. Now lift your chin up. There we go. Now keep the belly tight and come down just the way you just did, but keeping the arms and the head locked in. That'll help you keep that spine nice and straight. Beautiful. And then just walk it out. And then let's get to work. So you want to sweep those arms back behind the calf muscles, stepping into your little fingertips. You're creating little cups with the hands, little pinkies touching back there someday, if not today. Stomach is on the thighs, chest is on the knees, forehead below the knees. So literally your whole upper body is touching the lower body. The object of stretching is pulling. So you're going to pull on the heels as you lift the hips high, gently, keyword, pressing the knees back. You do not want to overstretch the attachments of your body ever. So you always want to feel this in the belly of the hamstring. So if you don't, modify the freaking pose. Otherwise, if you're doing good, you're going to continue to lift the hips and continue to press the knees back. Shoulders are coming out of the ears, and you're lengthening the whole back body, the hamstrings, the glutes, the lower, middle, and finally the upper back someday. Pull on the heels, lift the hips, gently work to straighten the legs, shoulders away from the ears, and change. Arms and head together. Now remember, keep those arms above those ears, back up. Pull the belly super tight. Yeah, lift through the chest, lead from the heart, and then float those arms down. Stand still. Beautiful. Doing okay? Second set. Awesome. Inhale the arms back up and over the head. Squeeze the biceps into the head one more time. Chin up. Push the hips forward, upper body back. Deep breath in, fill up the lungs. Take the body to the right, keeping those lungs full. Again, 80-20 breathing. So as you come to the right, you're pulling the left shoulder back, the right shoulder forward, the chin is up, pushing the hips out from over top of the ankles, getting this really awesome stretch all the way down that left side body. You're keeping a nice, strong right side oblique going on here. Chin is up, squeeze the palms together, squeeze the biceps into the head very strongly. Keep the weight in the heels, very difficult to do in this pose. So keep working those weight into the heels. Yep, keep those hips nice and squared. Left hip wants to creep back. Don't you dare let it. Start to come down and push. Left shoulder back a little bit more. Start to come down and push. Stretch it out. Chin up. Squeeze those palms together more. And then release. Come on up to center. Nice. Other side. So hips forward, upper body back. A little bit sway back at first and start. Take that deep breath in. Fill up the lungs. Take it to the left. So again, 80-20 breathing, so you keep those lungs nice and full. Squeezing those biceps into the head. Right shoulder comes back, left shoulder forward. Press through the right heel. Get that nice stretch all the way down the right side body. Strengthening those left side waist, left side oblique. Keep the hips nice and aligned, so you're not letting that right hip creep back, which you're not doing, Becca, just so you know. Keep rocking the weight back into the heels. Very difficult for all of us to keep that weight in the heels. We always want to move forward here. Don't let that happen. Start to come down and push if it feels okay to you. Just reach up and over like you're kind of bending sideways over a giant beach ball. Come down and push, and then change. Come on up. Let that breath out. Awesome. All right. Once again, big back bend. So lengthen through the tailbone. Draw the lowest part of the belly in and up. So if we go in and up at the belly, we find all this length out of that low back. Take those arms as far back as they'll go back. Even if you don't jump the head back, just take those. Oh yeah, get that chest to open up. And then whenever you're ready, go for it. Drop the head back, relaxing the neck, getting the shoulders away from the ears though. Always, creating space. Lift up out of the waist. Beautiful. Keep lifting up out of the waist. Feel like you're lifting your heart toward the heavens, pushing the stomach, thighs, hips forward, taking the whole spine into a beautiful back bend. Really good for your spine here. Go back. Fall back. Take your time. Front bone, whatever you got to do. Nobody can hear you. Way back. Beautiful. And change. Come on up. Nice and slow. Again, biceps into the head. Fold forward. Nice and slow. Keep that nice upper back from collapsing as you go. And I'm just going to say this for everybody. If you're coming into, as you're coming into a forward bend, make sure that you don't push those hips too far back behind those heels. Very difficult to do to create that new pattern of behavior, but it's very beneficial for the body. When you get ready, sweep those arms back behind the calf muscle, stepping into the fingertips. Little pinkies touching if possible. Again, stomach on the thighs, chest on the knees, forehead below the knees. Whole upper body touches the lower body. Beautiful. Object of stretching, still pulling throughout the entire class. So we're not pulling to a point of pain, guys. Please remember that. And if I say push and it doesn't feel good to you, you're not pushing. If I say pull and it doesn't feel good to you, you're not pulling. The whole point of yoga is to tune into your body and listen to your body, your breath. You want to find that perfect yoking union. Nice. Back up. Pull on the heels to your own degree. Shoulders out of the ears. Feel it in the belly of the hamstring. Once again, last chance of the day. Pull on the heels. Lengthen the back of the legs, shoulders out of the ears, melt the heart toward the chest, toward the floor, the chest toward the legs, head toward the floor, and then release. Come up nice and slow, biceps squeezing into the head, lead with the heart, put those arms up first, yeah. Float the arms down, stand still. Utkatasana, still in the warm-up phase of the class. Step your right foot out 2 fist distance in between the feet. You can check that for the rest of your life. Don't want to have a wider than hip distance apart. And then bring those arms parallel with the floor. And then hug the arm bones into the shoulder socket. So instead of like We are shooting fire through the fingertips, but we're not reaching the arms forward because then we round the upper back. So hug those arm bones in, lifting the chest, proud pigeon. Weight in the heels, slide the hips far back toward that back wall behind you. Keep sliding the hips back, slide the knees back. Feel like I'm standing in front of you, Becca, pushing your knees toward that back wall. Come on down. I want the thighs parallel with the floor. Even if the chest comes down forward and leans forward, I don't care. Get those thighs down there. Don't let those knees pass your toes. They can pass the ankles, but don't let them pass the toes. See if you can lift up all 10 of your toes. Weight in the heels. Once you get down a little lower, then you can start to hoist the chest up. Keep the arms nice and strong. Yep. Sit down a little bit lower. Now pull the belly in, lift the chest one more time. Keep the weight in the heels and then push through those heels. Come up nice and slow. Push through your heels. Use the glutes to stand back up. Awesome. Pull those arm bones into the shoulder sockets. And then come all the way up into your tip toes. Heels up, knees up, maximum. Yeah, I said knees up too. And then sit down on top of the toes. So you have to kind of bend the knees and you have to slide the hips back to maintain your balance here. Keep pressing the heels forward very strongly. So I don't know what's in front of Becca, but we're going to pretend she had a mirror in front of her. And if she did, she would be pushing her heels toward that mirror. Get the shoulders back. So you want to maintain the shoulders right on top of the hips. Keep squeezing the tricep muscle into the bone. Squeeze the biceps. Put a big fat smile on your face because it's yoga. You got it. Shoulders back a little more. Heels up high. Hold it. Let those legs burn and change. Awesome. Part 3. Just a little bit into the toes. Teeny tiny bit. Bring the knees together. And then you want to zip up the inner thighs from the knees all the way up. Squeeze tight and come down nice and slow. Imagine your shoulders and hips are gliding down imaginary walls. There's no way you're going to bend forward. You're going to keep those shoulders back right on top of the hips. Squeeze the inner thighs. Squeeze your knees together and down. Lift your chest up nice and tall. Very good. And then keep squeezing the knees together and down to lift those hips just slightly above the knees. Really strengthening the body here. And this is also good, awareness. Hips should always be above the knees. Bounce if you like, only if you're warming up in the knees. If you have knee stuff, please don't bounce. And then here we go. We're going to come back up. We're going to squeeze real strongly through the inner thigh. You got this. You got it. Come back up nice and slow. Arms down, right foot in. I always joke and say that's the fastest 10 seconds of our lives because it's freaking hard. Yeah, that'd be great. If you want to turn to the side so we can see what you're doing. Are you going to run into, I don't know what that is behind you, but you may run into it a little bit. Okay, good. All right. Second set. Right foot comes out. To fist distance. Becca, are you taking too big of a step? Yeah. I'm like, your hips are not that big. All right. I don't know why women always think their hips are so big. Okay. Arms come up. Squeeze the tricep into the bone. So once again, reach forward with your fingertips a little bit. Can you see yourself in your camera view? I don't know if you can or not. And now hug your arm bones in and watch the difference. Keep hugging them in. Literally draw the arm bones into the shoulder sockets. Yeah. And notice the chest lift up, belly in. Sit the butt back, way, way back. And keep sliding those knees back. So keep sliding the butt back even more. Yeah, it's going to feel like you're going to fall backwards. Come down even lower back. Go into that full squat. You got it. Go down lower. Go down lower. You got it. You got this, unless you're in pain. Nice. Now, get those, try not to smack your hands on the desk. And then lift your chest up a little bit to your own degree. Sit down a little lower. Don't let the thighs come up. One more time. Lift the chest without letting the thighs come up. Lift all 10 toes. Weight in the heels. Awesome. Change. Watch your fingers. Come up slow. Part 2. Tippy toes. All the way up in the tip toes. Heels up maximum. Squeeze the arms tight and sit down on top of the toes. Keeping the shoulders right on top of the hips. Don't let the shoulders come forward at all. Man, this is really good, Becca. Keep those arms strong. Keep a soft smile on your face. Face cannot help us here. Heels up maximum. So if you're looking at Becca in the video, you see the soles of her feet are parallel with the wall behind her. Beautiful. Heels up maximum, even more. Lift the knees up. Bring the shoulders back a little more. Awesome. Change. Come on up. Keep those arms strong and long. Part 3, just a little bit into the toes. Bring your knees together. Squeeze them together nice and tight. Come down nice and slow. So again, shoulders and hips sliding down an imaginary wall. They don't lean forward. It's tough, I know, but this is how you learn mind over matter. Keep those arms nice and strong. Squeeze your inner thighs tight. Lifting the hips above the knees. So from the side, you can see Becca looks like a 3-sided box. Perfect. Smile on the face. Belly is still engaged. Now to come out of this, we're going to go super slow, Becca. You can do this. I know it's going to burn like the dickens, but you can do it. Squeeze your knees together, down. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms down, right foot in. Awesome. Just rest. Guys, trying to maintain stillness, especially when we're in a hot room, right? In between the postures. And then here we go into Asana, eagle pose. Inhale the arms up and over the head. Big deep breath in. Use a little bit of momentum. Sweep the right arm under the left, cross the elbows and the wrists. The thumbs come toward your face. If you need to wiggle it out a little bit, again, because you're not in the heat, that's okay. And then just slide the hips back once again, bending the knees, and you want to bring the right leg as high up on top of the left as possible. The higher you get it up there, the easier it is to wrap the foot. Trying to get the right foot wrapped around the left calf muscle. And then once you get that going on, we want to start to hoist that chest up. So use your strong core, your belly, to pull the shoulders back on top of the hips. If you lose your balance, it's no big deal. You just get right back into it. You can fall out of a pose 55 times, just get back in 56. Sink down a little bit lower. Shoulders on top of hips. So keep working the shoulders back as much as possible. It's going to change your balance big time when you start to bring the shoulders back up. It does for everyone. Keep working them back a little more. Keep going, keep going. Beautiful. And change. Other side. Sweep those arms up and over the head. Deep breath. Exhale. Left arm under. You got it? Left leg up and over. So when you're going to get the left leg up and over, again, the higher you get it up there, the easier it is to get the foot wrapped. It also just creates more of that compression, which is exactly what we're looking for to cut off that femoral artery to get that freshly oxygenated rush of blood flow. So once you get the foot wrapped, and even if you don't get the foot wrapped, it doesn't freaking matter as long as you squeeze your thighs. Keep working the hips down. Keep getting the shoulders back. You want those shoulders way back. Oh, nice. Pull those elbows down. Get a nice, sweet stretch across the traps. Thumbs are toward the face. Yep. Keep working the shoulders back. Keep squeezing those thighs. If it's okay on the knees, pull your left hip back and your right hip forward. Only if it's okay on the knees. And then change. Sweep those arms up and over the head. Take a nice little pause in between. Deep breath in. Exhale, float them down. I know some teachers go straight to the second set. I like to give you a moment to allow that freshly oxygenated rush of blood flow hit that side of the body. Second set. Sweep the arms back up. Right arm under. Right leg up and over. So again, we're trying to cut off major arteries on one side of the body on each part of this. This is that tourniquet effect yoga. It really is at all yoga. We're working tourniquet effect, guys. We're trying to create space. We're always trying to get this freshly oxygenated rush of blood. Keep working the shoulders back. Get those shoulders back a little more. You can do this. Oh yeah. Now squeeze your thighs. Squeeze the arms. Feel like you're pressing your chest through the arms. You're opening your shoulders, elbows, wrists, hips, knees, ankles. Change. Switch sides. Left arm under. Left leg up and over. Again, see if you can get the foot wrapped. If not, who cares? Just squeeze your two thighs. So guys, and if you really struggle with balance, you know, Becca's not doing it, and that's okay, she doesn't have to, but you can always take the left big toe and just put it on the floor to get this nice little balance, to work your balance. So if it doesn't bother the knees, pull that left hip back. Only if it doesn't hurt the knees, back up. Pull the elbows down, lift the chest up, hold it, and then change. Inhale the arms up and over the head, deep breath. Exhale, float them down, fantastic. So here ends your warm-up. So hopefully you're feeling a little bit of endorphins flowing, and if you're not yet, you will be soon, right? Right, Becca? Right. So we're gonna work into the balancing series. As we work into the balancing series, very important to remember to not push too far, especially if I'm here to be your cheerleader. You're here to listen to your body. So if I tell you to push, are you gonna do it if it feels like crap? No. You're so smart, Becca. All right. The big thing with the standing locked knee is we're going to keep it freaking engaged. It's not about locking into the joints of the legs or the knees or the hips or the ankles. Left leg engaged.
I can only do one side right now with pulling my leg all the way up, so you'll see.
No, you modify as much as you need to. And please, God, don't put yourself in harm's way for a freaking video. For any yoga pose ever, really, right? You all know I harp on that all the freaking time. There is no yoga pose worth injury. Not one. Left leg engaged, still being lamp post. You have no knee. Fold forward, pick up your right foot, all 10 fingers interlocked underneath the foot to the webbing. Now listen, if you have some lower back stuff and it feels terrible to pick up the foot, and I don't mean uncomfortable, but it feels bad on your lower back. Remember, first thing you should do is engage the belly, draw the belly in and up. If that doesn't help, then you probably shouldn't be grabbing the foot. We don't want to put undue pressure on our lower back in a forward bend, ever. So you can always grab the shin. If you have the foot, again, all 10 fingers are interlocked. You have the thumbs crossed. If the left leg is going to stay locked, no matter what, then and only then do you kick out the right leg. If you're kicking out the right leg, it should be no higher and no lower than perfectly parallel to the floor. So if Becca were to kick out her leg, she's not going to, but if she were to kick out the leg, she literally would only extend the heel out, and the sole of the foot would be parallel to your view. It would not go any higher or lower. Keep squeezing that standing leg. Squeeze the glute. Belly super tight. If both legs are locked, you can work the elbows down. The elbows will hug in to your calf muscle, going below the calf muscle. Last 5. Left leg engaged. Squeeze the buttocks. Keep the belly nice and tight. If the belly lets go, guys, all the weight goes into the lower back. Change. How'd that feel, Becca? Good. Other side. Now we're working into left leg. Sorry, right leg, strong. I'm watching Becca like getting confused myself now. Pick up the left foot, all 10 fingers interlocked underneath the foot to the webbing. So even the thumbs are crossed. Squeeze your right leg, squeeze your right glute. Not just the glute, but you want to also squeeze into that inner thigh. So once again, you have this little human tug of war. You got your right inner thigh and outer thigh pressing against each other. So really working the standing leg, lifting the quadricep muscles up, creating a fist with your quadricep muscles to protect that knee. If that leg is going to stay locked, and only if, guys, then you can extend out your left leg. If you're kicking the left leg out, again, it should be no higher, no lower. So there's your visual there where I was talking about the sole of the foot would be perfectly like in your face, right? Perfectly parallel, no higher, no lower. And then if she has the room, and I don't know if she does or not, and I don't know if you do or not, but you can pull the toes back toward the face, getting a stretch through the back of the hamstring, calf muscle, Achilles tendon. Lifting the chest up, opening up. You're finding length before we curl. You fall out, no big deal. Get right back in. If both legs are locked, you can start to work the elbows down. If you're working the elbows down, once again, you're hugging those elbows into the calf muscle, Trying to get those elbows below the calf muscle. We don't even go forehead to knee until we get that full expression on that place. And then release. Becca, are you okay? Okay. Not being able to hear you, I can't tell like if you're like, yeah, that would be awesome. Perfect. All right, so she's switching around all these different views for you guys. Hopefully you all can see. All right, second set. Left leg, still being lamppost. You have no knee. Pick up that right foot. So half the time, kind of a drag, right? Because now we don't have as much time to play with it. So if you're good and warm and everything felt good at the end of the first set, but it had to feel good. If it did, you can go right back to that place at the beginning of the second set. But if it felt terrible, then you need to back off, guys. Tune into your body, listen to your body. If that left leg's gonna stay strong and locked, you can kick out the right leg when you want. So, and Becca, I don't know how it feels for you, so don't do it if it doesn't feel good. But see if you can shift your body weight forward into the toe of the, yeah, keep going forward. And then see if you can get your right shin parallel with that desk. Unless it hurts. If it hurts, don't freaking do it. Belly has to stay tight to support that lower back. And then change. Right leg strong, still being lamppost, pick up the left foot. All 10 fingers that are locked. To the freaking webbing. Thumbs underneath the foot. So when you really start doing the full expression of this pose, you really need that 10-finger grip. It is so beneficial. People don't believe me. They think I'm lying. I swear it's true. Once you get the right leg so super strong and locked, it's not going to bend. You can kick out that leg. When you kick out the leg, so right here, I want you to rock some weight forward into the big toe mount of the right leg. Is going to mess with your balance, Becca, and who cares? So get some weight forward into the big toe mount. And now, hoist that chest up. Really find tons of length in your spine. Yeah. Feel like you're lifting to the heart space. Pull those toes back toward the face. If it hurts, don't do it. If you're ready, elbows down. Keep the belly nice and tight. Standing leg should be super engaged, guys. It should be burning. If your butt cheek is not burning, I say that all the time, then you are not doing it right. I don't care how long you've been practicing. And then release. Awesome. She said, whew. I mean, I can't hear you, but I'm just pretending that's what you said. Standing bow, everybody's favorite yoga journal cover pose. All right. You can, yeah, I think from the side will be a good view, don't you? All right, right elbow in, palms up. Pick up the right foot inside at the ankle. Yeah, that'll work. So you don't let that palm turn around. You keep it facing out like Becca just did. Bring the hips in one line and the knees all the way together. So notice she's perfectly lined up. She's got shoulders on top of hips, on top of knees, on top of ankles. Head right plopped on top. All right, now bring the left arm up next to the ear. And don't bring it ahead of the ear. You know, get it all the way up. So you get this nice upper back bend going on already. And then start to kick up and back. So we keep that chest lifted up. We're not going to just dive in. Keep the chest lifted. I know it's different instruction than you usually hear, Becca. Keep that right hip down. So wiggle the right hip down. Yep. Keep the chest lifted. Don't let the chest come down at all. I know it's different. Keep wiggling the right hip down. And keep kicking the leg. So even though I know it's going to mess you up balance-wise, but this will be really fun for your practice. So keep the right hip in line with the left. Don't let it creep up. Keep the hip down. Kick the leg. Start to kick the leg like you're going to kick those shelves behind you, but don't really kick them. Now bring that left arm up a little bit. Yep. Bring it up more. Yep. Bring the chest up. Now kick the leg. Kick the leg. Kick the leg. Kick it. Kick, reach more, kick more, reach more, kick more, chin to the shoulder, kick more, beautiful, and change. All right, so when you start to work the hip down, it messes with your balance bad, as you'll notice, but it's way more healthy for your back, especially if you're having a problem on one side. It typically stems from these asymmetrical postures. All right. Other side. Left elbow in, palm is up. Pick up the left foot inside at the ankle. Inhale the right arm up next to the ear. Wiggle that left knee and left hip into one line. This is for everybody. Again, notice Becca has the palm facing out. Yep, get that upper back opening. And let's get to work. So the standing leg is just like the last pose. You're keeping it engaged. But for Becca, she's working on going to keep that hip down. So notice how her hip wants to creep up right there. Everybody's does, not just Becca's, everybody's. So I'm just saying, hey, keep that hip down because it's a back bend. Yep, and let the kick propel the back bend. Keep the hip down, keep that chest lifted up. Beautiful. Keep kicking. Use the glute, use the hip flexors, the hamstring, the quads. Point those toes, give that foot direction, kick. Now just reach the fingertips forward. Even more. Put a big fat smile on your face. Let the nostrils flare. Little sips of air. Keep wiggling that hip down. Yeah, it's okay if you back out a little bit. Kick a little more. Really use that kick. I want to see those toes soaring right over top of your head. Kick a little more. Get that right arm up a little bit. Last 5. Kick, guys. Reach and kick. That 50-50 balance is what carries you through. Kick more. Kick more. Make it all about the kick back. Kick. Kick. I don't even care about the arm. Kick. If you fall forward, who cares? And change. Longest 5 seconds of our lives right there. Sorry. All right, take a breath. Relax. Second set. So we only have half the time. What a bummer. Right elbow in, palm is up. Pick up the right foot inside at the ankle. Bring the knees together, hips together. You got it. Take your time. Left arm comes up. And let's get to work. So again, 30 honest seconds is all we ask. Try to work those hips into one line. So think about it. If you're in a back bend in any other way, like you have to have those hips lined up or it's going to feel really terrible. So this is why I really harp on this because eventually the hip is going to come up. Once the hamstring fully opens on the standing leg, the hip is going to stack right on top. You're going to have 2 arms, 2 legs, and one line from the side. Chin comes to the shoulder without moving the head. You just reach really hard with that arm. Kick more. Forward on, back and kick. Kick. Kick more. Reach more. And change. Other side. Left elbow in, palm is up. Pick up the left foot inside at the ankle. Once again, bring the knees together. Wiggle that left hip. So if you kind of press the left hip forward a little bit, usually that kind of helps you in my mind anyway. It may not work for you. Try to press the left hip forward. That'll help keep it in line. And get to work. So when you're ready, kick up and back. So not only are, and I don't, looks like you might kick your toes, so be careful, Becca. So keep pressing that left hip forward. Chin comes to that shoulder, but not because you move the head, but because you, oh yeah, reaching that arm. That's beautiful. Keep kicking. Forward on, guys. Get those toes. See if you can get those toes right over top of that head. Kick a little bit more. Kick a little more. Kick a little more. Press that hip forward a little more. Last 5. No pain, no pain. Forward on, Becca. I'm going to give you an extra 5 here. Play with it. Kick it. Kick more. Get that arm up. Kick more. And change. All right. So, yeah, you may have to remove your mat again. Sorry. Can you start from like back there by that, I can't tell what that picture is, but the colorful picture, can you start that? It turned towards me. Yeah, do you have enough room to step forward? Yeah, okay. I'm like, I can't hear you. All right, inhale the arms up and over the head. All 10 fingers interlocked, release the index fingers. Bring the upper body back, little sway back. Big step on the right leg. And come on down, lifting the left leg up, but keep the left hip down. So that's why I wanted you to face forward. Yeah. Now take your left foot, Becca, and work it towards that bag with the yoga chick on it. Looking at me, or at your screen, I should say. Yep, squeeze the biceps into the head. Keep that standing leg engaged. Belly is tight. Hold it and change. Come on up. Nice and slow. Yes, upper body back. Big step. Left leg. Come on down. Lifting up the right leg without letting the hip come up. Beautiful. Now, right about there is where the right toes want to kind of creep into the midline of the body. That's for everybody. Take the right foot toward the shelves or the desk. Get those arms up a little bit more. Belly nice and tight. Hold it. And change. Beautiful. Both the arms down. Stand still. Second set. Inhale the arms back up over the head. Chula Dandasana. Upper body back, sway back, big step, right leg. Come on down. 10 honest seconds. Mini heart attack pose. Squeeze your inner and outer thigh. Squeeze your glute. Get that left leg up, but sweep it over toward the back. Now listen, if you have tight hamstrings, you're not going to get that left leg up very high. Who cares, right? We just want to squeeze the standing leg. Change. Come on. Upper body back. Big step. Forgot what side. Left leg. Yes. And come on down. Keep that right hip down. Don't let it creep up. Yep. Don't let the foot start taking the leg to the other side. Squeeze the standing leg. Look out 4 feet out in front of you. Look at your screen, Becca. Lift the arms up a little bit. Hold it. Don't move a muscle. Freeze. Change. Come on up. Float them down. Stand still. My husband has asked me something. Hang on. Yes, dear?
Would you like when they're closing soon?
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Hey, Phil. Good? All right. Did you say whoop whoop? All right. So I forgot where we were. Chula Dandasana. Okay. We're going to do a wide leg forward bend. I'm not sure. I'd like to see you from the side if possible, Becca. So you have to tell me if you have the room. I don't want you to hit your head or your fingers on anything. Okay. So are you going to hit your head on that desk though? She's like, maybe. All right. So here's the deal. I want you to keep those hips forward. It's going to be really hard for you because you have that excessive lordosis, which is not a bad thing. It's just how your body is. It's no big deal, right? Amy and I call it bubble butt. I think I've called it bubble butt to you before. So bubble butt is not a bad thing. It's a beautiful thing, but we want to protect our back. So arms come up parallel. You could have done the whole step thing if you wanted to. Sorry. I just want to make sure I can see you. Arms up and over the head. Big step out to the right. 4 to 4.5 feet. Awesome. Now arms down parallel. Now check in with your feet. They should be perfectly parallel, guys. Keep the hips, the knees, and the ankles in one plumb line. So the camera is not a perfect straight line here, but I know I can tell what's going on with it. So make sure that you can tell in your own body. Pull the belly in and up. Lift the heart up. Fold forward. Long spine without pushing those hips back. It's going to feel like you're going to fall forwards. So if you have to bring the hands down a little sooner to catch yourself, that's okay. Really engage the front of the thighs strongly. Super duper engage the front of the thighs. Now don't let those hips push back no matter what. You want to literally look down directly in between the feet. That's where your gaze is working. Your drishti is working directly in between the feet. You're lifting the hips. You're working into the belly of the hamstring, inner outer thighs here. Working the forearms into the shins, elbows into the knees. Melting the heart toward the floor. But you have to continuously pull. So you have all 5 fingers. Sorry, I forgot to tell you all that. I know Becca knows it, so I didn't say it, and you can't see, but all 5 fingers underneath the heels. Keep pulling. If you can't get the heels, you can always get the sides of the feet or the ankles, or you can even bend the knees and rest your forearms on the thighs. And change. Now, here's the clincher. Arms out. This is where our hips want to push back, so don't let them push back as you come up and out of this. You got to use that front body here. Arms over the head. Right foot comes in. Exhale, float them down. Stand still. So second set, if you did not get your forehead to touch, I want you to take a bigger step. Everyone ignores that. Don't ignore that. Big, deep breath, arms up and over the head. Big step out to the right. So bigger step if you did not get the forehead to touch. Smaller step if you did. Lift your heart up, belly tight, fold forward, long spine. Keep the hips, knees, ankles, one plumb line. Do not let them push back. They take the path of least resistance by pushing back, and then that gets into your attachments. No bueno. And go ahead and just grab those heels when you're ready. You can always take a break here. I know a lot of people do. You'll notice that Becca did not, because we're all type A, those of us that practice Hot 26. So we need to work on that, right? So melt the heart down, Becca. Squeeze the shoulders onto the back to your own degree. Again, don't do anything that's going to cause pain. Work the forearms into the shins, elbows into the knees, trying to touch that lovely third eye, right? Right down to the floor in between the feet. Or you can think of touching the hairline. Squeeze the front of the thighs, lift the hips. Pull the forearms into the shins. One last time, last chance. Pull on the heels, lift the hips, melt the heart. Man, that is gorgeous, Becca. Change. Come on up, nice and slow. Don't let those hips push back. That's where you're gonna get into a lot of trouble. Bend the knees if you have to, I don't care. But don't let the hips push back. Arms over the head. Right foot in, exhale, float them down. Stand still. So do you have enough room to turn towards me to do triangle? Really, it's just because I used to teach you and I want to see your practice because I haven't seen it in so long. So for those of you that don't know, Becca practiced here with me in Louisville before she moved to Oregon, Portland, because she's cool. She's a cool kid. Not Portland, I'm sorry, Bend. Sorry, I knew that. I just said Portland because it came quickly to my head. Bend, Oregon, even cooler. So, are you gonna have enough space to step out that way though? Yeah. All right, so I haven't seen her practice in a long, long time, and it's a treat for her to be my model tonight, and for me to be able to watch her practice again. Yay. Big deep breath. Inhale, arms up and over the head. Yeah. Don't hit yourself. Big step out to the right, 4 to 4.5 feet. Arms come down parallel. So if you're gonna hit something or it's gonna mess you up, don't do it this way, okay? Okay, right toes forward. Left toes out. Bounce, bounce, bounce. I wish I could move my little icon down there because I can't see your whole body. All right, get the, oh, you can move it? Oh, sweet. I just made it teeny tiny. It went all the way away. Okay, fantastic. So bounce, bounce, bounce. See if you can get your left foot to kind of just inchworm forward a little bit more. Forward towards, I don't know, a wall. That wall there. Yeah, that way. There we go. Now get that thigh parallel. Shoulders right on top of the hips. You got it. Turn the palms forward. Windmill the arms. So we're trying to get the left elbow directly in front of the left knee. We're trying to go fingertips right in between the big and second toe without resting on those fingertips. And you're reaching the right arm straight up. You're trying to get right shoulder right on top of left, right? And then if it's okay with your neck, you can look up at the right thumb. If that hurts the neck, then just look down at the left, no big deal. I want you to feel as if you're pulling your heels towards one another to get the inner thighs to engage. But then I also want you to press strongly through the outer edge of your right foot. So we're not allowing that right leg to collapse. Try to get that left fingertip right in between the big toe and second toe. Yeah, pushing that knee open. But you don't only push the knee open with the help of the elbow. You push that knee right back into the elbow, which is going to really engage that inner thigh even more. Wiggle the right hip down and forward. Sink a little lower. You can bring the right toes with you to do that. Reach the right arm up a little bit more. Marriage of the heart and the lungs here. How does it feel? Change. Like, stop the pose. Come on up. Beautiful. Left toes in. Are you only doing one side triangle? No? Okay. You're okay. Inhale the arms up and over the head. Big step out to the right. Arms come down parallel. Yeah. Right toes out, left toes in. The left toes need to point straight ahead. Now, if you can't get open, so Becca can get that right thigh parallel, you can start to bounce, Becca. But if you have a hard time doing that and you can't get parallel, so say, lift up out of that a little bit, Becca. Say you were like here, then you can turn your left toes in a little bit. And she doesn't have to, but you can, and she's showing you because she's really nice. And that'll help you get those hips to open up a little bit, all right? Bounce, bounce, bounce. Your two heels should be in one line. Two heels, one line. Shoulders right on top of those hips. Hopefully you have enough room to not smack yourself on the desk. All right, we'll see. Please don't smack yourself on the desk. Right elbow in front of the right knee. Chin comes to the shoulder. Again, you're trying to get the right thigh parallel to the floor. So I want you to sink a little lower into those hips without letting those left toes go any other direction. Press to the outer edge of that left foot back strongly. Yeah. Did you feel how it kind of lifted up? Now reach up strongly with the left fingertips. Oh yeah, reach up, open up to the chest, and even sweep it back a little bit if you have the room. If it's okay on the neck, look up at the left thumb. Put a big sweet smile on your face. Reach the right fingertips down right in between the big toe, second toe. Press the elbow into the knee and press the knee right back into the elbow. So you're creating triangles with the body. Keep reaching that arm up and then sweep it back just a little bit, stacking the shoulders. Hold it here, freeze. And change, come on. Use strength, awesome. Inhale the arms up and over the head, yeah, don't fall. Exhale, float and down. Inhale the arms back up and over the head for second set. Big step out to the right once again. Arms come down parallel. Left toes forward. Wait a minute. Right toes forward, left toes out. Sorry, I'm getting confused because we're having to move back and forth on the room. I'm like, what? Bounce, bounce, bounce. See if you can get your left thigh parallel to the floor. Sink, sink, sink. Now, as you get that left thigh, I want you to go even lower because I know you can, Becca. See if you can get that left foot inch it back out a little bit without falling. If you know, please God, don't fall. Now, wiggle your right toes forward a little bit. Kind of turn them in a little. Yep, just a tiny bit. Now sink lower into the thigh. Yes. Now, bring the elbow in front of the knee. Yeah, go ahead. Bring the elbow in front of the knee. Reach the fingertips up. So straight up. Let's see how your arm wants to come over the ear. Bring it up more and now sweep it back a little bit. This is your first tiny spinal twist in the series. It's itty bitty. And then from here, you can start to work the hip. So as you sink into the left thigh, notice that you want a straight line from your hip joint all the way down to your right heel. So you can start to pull that right hip back. Now that you've got it down and forward to get into it, you can start to pull it back as you reach that arm up to sweep everything open here. Yeah. And then freeze. Once you find a sweet spot, freeze it. And now to push yourself out of it, push your heels away from one another to pop up. Yep. Turn the left toes in. Or yeah, she's stopping in between. I was trying to make it easier on her, but that's all right. You can switch sides. There we go. Arms up and over the head, big step. Perfect. Right toes in. Sorry, left toes in, right toes out. I'm doing it again. I'm getting all confused. Two heels, one line. Yep, bounce, bounce, bounce. Get that thigh down there. Sink low. And so when you sink low, you'll notice that that back leg, your anchor leg is what I call it. Your left leg wants to bend. Like it wants to like, okay, I'll bend for you, make this easier. But don't do that. Just sink down. You can always bring the toes with you. Now, get those shoulders on top of the hips without moving the legs. Change the arms. I know it's tough, man. Get that right elbow in front of the knee. Again, chin to the left shoulder, only if it doesn't hurt the neck. If it hurts the neck, then just look down. Reach that arm up, straight up. Yes. Now, reach it up. Literally feel like you're going to come apart at the heart. So you're reaching fingertip away from fingertip, sinking into the hips. Don't let those legs or those hips come up. Yep. Feel those inner thighs working here. Bring that arm back up, sweep it back, and then hold it. Don't move. Marriage of the heart and the lungs. Push those heels away from one another to pop yourself up, nice and slow. You got it. Arms over the head. Right toes turn in. Right foot comes in. Float them down. Stand still. So when you're doing that pose with good alignment, you're working every major muscle, organ, and gland in the body. So Bikram may be a butt face, but he is very intuitive as far as taking, you know, 2 Hatha Yoga postures and kind of mushing them together. Warrior 2 and Trikonasana. So Virabhadrasana B and triangle pose, yeah. Working into tree pose with toe stand. Oh, no. Oh, that's right. Okay, I wonder if I'm going to be able to see you from here. Separate leg stretching here. Wherever is good for you, Becca, it's fine. You just do it wherever is going to be good for you. Okay, inhale the arms up and over the head. Big deep breath in. Big step out to the right, but only 3 to 3.5 feet each time. Yep. Keep the arms over the head. And then lift your toes and pivot. Pivot, pivot, pivot. And then just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. So you want to get your hips into one line. So you're pivoting forward and getting the hips into one line. Mm-hmm. Now, chin comes into the chest. We're going to round very strongly our spine, pulling the belly in nice and tight. Come on down nice and slow. Keeping the palms together here. Keeping the biceps into the ears. Very nice, Becca. And then once you get down there, you know, if you can keep your hands together in prayer with the thumbs crossed, you should do this, okay? You want to have your forehead on the knee to get the benefit from the pose. This is a deep compression pose for the front of the body. Not for the spine, but the front of the body. We want to find that compression. This works your metabolism, your endocrine system. So please get the forehead onto the knee. You can bend the knee. You can lift the heel. You can separate the hands on either side of the foot, coming onto the fingertips. You can do so much here, but definitely get the forehead to touch the knee. Over time, you will use the strength of your head to push the leg straight. And then someday bringing the hands back into prayer in front of the foot. Now, before you come up and out, if the knee is bent or the heel is up, refix that. Straighten everything out, arms and head together. Round up nice and slow. The legs need to be straight as you come up and out. Now, just pause right there and just notice what's going on with the hips. If they're straight or not. If they're straight, great. If they're not, fix it. Lift the toes and pivot. Nice, Becca. Lift the toes and pivot. So the back foot and the front foot, if you have your 2 heels in one line, that's fine. You can go on into it, Becca. If you have your 2 heels in one line, that's fine. But there's a tendency lately, I've noticed a whole lot, well, not super lately because I haven't seen you guys in forever, but before we all went on hiatus from group practice, where people were taking the back leg, so in this case, it would be the right leg, and crossing it to the left side of the left leg, and that is not good. So we want to keep it either in line or take that right heel to the right even a little bit. So once again, getting the forehead on the knee, you can bend the knee as much as you need to. See if you can get those hands in front of the foot, keeping them in prayer with the thumbs crossed. If not, you can always separate the hands out of the side of the foot. Always a modification here. Belly is drawing in, trying to get the belly off the thigh. And change. Straighten both legs first. Round up. Belly has to be tight, guys. Keep that left hip and right hip in one line. Fantastic, Becca. Fantastic. Lift the toes, pivot. Float the arms down, right foot comes in, stand still. Second set. Inhale the arms back up and over the head. You got it. Palms together, thumbs crossed, step out to the right, 3 to 3.5 feet. So much smaller step than that triangle. Lift the toes, pivot, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. So for whatever reason, everybody started to leave the wiggle, wiggle, wiggle out, and that's fine. But if you're new, you're going to need to wiggle, 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 because that gets the hips in one line. Chin to the chest, straighten those arms up. There you go. Round and curl. So curl. Feel like you've got a basketball, a Duke basketball that you don't want to touch that you're rounding over on your thigh. Forehead on the knee. See if you can separate. If you need to separate the hands, do. If you don't need to, don't. So see if you can keep those hands together if possible. Getting the forehead to touch the knee, trying to use the weight of the head to push the leg straight someday if the knee is bent. And change. Come up nice and slow, arms and head together, round up. Keep the arms and head together. You got it. Beautiful. Lift the toes, pivot. Lift the toes, pivot. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Get those hips. Wind up. You got it. Chin of the chest. Round and curl. Forehead comes onto the knee. So someday both legs will be straight in this posture. The hips will be straight. The belly will be completely off the thigh. There'll be space between the thigh and the belly, and the hands will be in prayer in front of the foot. And, you know, but we're not attached to that someday. We are only focused on, does this feel good? Am I getting the benefit from the posture? Am I listening to my body? Am I tuned into my breath? Am I letting go of everything outside of my body and my breath? That is yoga. Arms and head together. Straighten both legs first. Set the foundation always. And round up nice and slow. Super slow. Keeping the hips in one line. You got it. Lift the toes and pivot. Float the arms down as the right foot comes in. Beautiful. Now tree and toe. Sorry about that. The left leg engaged. You want to pick up the right foot. The sole of the foot is going to face the ceiling. Sole of the foot faces the ceiling. So you can hold that foot forever. So Becca, I know you're not holding it, but will you pretend to hold it so they can see? You want the palm facing up if you're going to hold the foot. So, and then turn your palm over like you were doing it wrong. If you do that, it closes the shoulder. So that's why we want to keep it, yeah, with the palm facing up to hold it. So you can bring one or both hands into Anjali Mudra and Namaskar in front of the heart. You want to keep the shoulders in one line. And basically, if you are not holding the foot, then I want you to continuously work in this pose. So you're pressing the hips forward while gently pressing the knee back. So there's a little human tug of war here. You're opening the hip flexor. Your standing leg glute, your left glute on this side is really engaged. So you're not dumping into the left hip. There should be a straight line from the big toe to the ankle. If you feel good here, you can start to bend the left knee. We're going to combine these today. Softening the left knee. You got it. And bringing the hands to the floor, or you can someday, you're going to just keep the hands in prayer, like Becca was doing there, and you're going to come all the way down. To your own degree, you lift the heel up, coming onto the toe for toe stand. You're trying to get those two knees into one line. You can bring the hands to either side of the body next to the hips. Looking out, I personally think it's best to look out in front of you at the floor. Find a drishti that's not moving. And then bring one or both hands in a namaskar. Toe stand release. And tree release. Shake it out. Awesome sauce. Other side. Right leg strong. Pick up the left foot. So the sole of the left foot, again, faces the ceiling. Gently pressing the knee back, so hip flexor very tight. If the hip flexor is tight, guys, this will feel rough. It'll feel hard. If you have any knee pain, guys, and again, Becca, remember, I'm not talking to you. I'm just telling other instruction here. But if you have any knee pain, guys, don't do it. Back off. You can flex the foot in a totally different way and not have the sole of the foot facing up. Becca, when you're ready, you can start working into toe stand. So again, to come into toe stand, you just bend the standing leg knee. So a lot of people avoid toe stand. They stay in tree for both parts of this. Usually we do it in 2 sets. You do not have to back away from toe stand. It is a beginner posture. You can always dangle in a forward bend. It's still going to open up that hip. Toe stand release. Like to remind me after class, I have something that'll feel really good. And tree release. Really easy, super relaxing pose that will help you so much. All right. So come to laying on your backs, palms up, feet fanned out. Transitioning to the floor series. Say again. Can I see you? I can see part of you. I think we had it different last time. Yeah, pull back. And I think you had your head up this way, didn't you? Is that how we did it before? When we played around with the, I can't see your head. Your head is cut off. Sorry. Bam. All right, perfect. So if you need more space for your feet in a few minutes and need to move your mat, you can. But for now, perfect stillness for the next, or not, for the next 2 full minutes, no movement. Guys, that means no fidgeting. If you're in a hot room, if you're lucky enough to be in a hot room, no wiping away sweat. Don't close your eyes, keep the eyes open. Your gaze would be toward, if you have a wall, you know, on that side of you where your gaze would be, it would be kind of toward the, where the ceiling and the wall come together, that little crease there. So the chin comes into the chest, but not so much that you're flattening the neck. Feet are fanned out, the palms are up, and the only thing that should be moving here is your belly in tune with your breath. You're allowing your heart rate to come down just a little. You're transitioning from the standing series to the floor. Pavanamuktasana is next. Bend the right knee in. You want to squeeze the right thigh in toward the belly, avoiding the rib cage. So it comes off to the right just a little bit. You're trying to find some pressure between the thigh and the belly. It's going to massage your ascending colon. Beautiful thing. Trying to get the knee toward the armpit, but then pull your left shoulder blade down, so we don't want to roll to the right. So squeeze the left shoulder down, trying to keep the left shoulder and the right shoulder on the floor here. Right knee, hip, and ankle, one palm line. Change. Right leg comes down. Left leg comes in. Pavanamuktasana, other side. All 10 fingers interlocked. Again, so this is an excellent time to practice that grip. You can take that last little knuckle of your fingers and press it into the backs of the hands. Chin into the chest. Squeeze the right shoulder blade down to the floor. Feel like you're going to squeeze someday your right elbow right into the floor next to your waist. Finding pressure between the left thigh and the belly, massaging your descending colon here. And then release. Bring the left leg down. Bend both knees in. Give yourself a great big giant hug. See if you can grab opposite elbows. If you can, great. If you can't, great. Doesn't matter. Feet chilling side by side. No pretty pointed toes. No flexed feet. Keep those shoulder blades on the floor. Squeeze the, or excuse me, drop the chin into the chest, not squeeze it. So you're trying to elongate your entire spine here. That spine all the way on the floor, except for the neck. We always want to maintain a natural curve in your neck. So now you're massaging your transverse colon. And change. Second set, right leg back in. You know what to do, so just find the pressure point, squeeze, and hold it. Left shoulder down. And change. Left knee in. Begin. Change. Both knees. Begin. And change. So anytime you come into Shavasana on the back, the palms are up, the feet are fanned out, the heels towards one another though. Chin into the chest. And you're good. So I don't know if you need to reposition yourself or not, Becca. I mean, I can see you fine. I just don't want you to be stuck next to the wall. All right, arms over the head, cross those thumbs, suck the stomach in, and here we go. Big sit up. Flex the feet back, grab the toes, double exhale. Shh, shh, out of the mouth, and spin around for the spine strengthening series. Bhujangasana first. Cobra on the belly. So you're going to be on your belly. Palms are going to be flat as can be. Yeah. Fingertips in line with, your nipples, basically. You want to have your elbows pointing up toward the ceiling. Toes and heels are going to touch. I want you to really work your little ankle bones to touch together. This is going to make those inner thigh muscles work. And press yourself up only until your belly button peels up off the floor. Keep your fingers pressing into the floor. This will help strengthen those hands. Back up. Press to that 4-finger thumb mount. That's going to engage your lovely serratus anterior muscles. It's part of this pose. So a lot of people like to lift their hands up. They think they're being extra super cool. They're not, because they're not using the proper muscles. Squeeze your legs, squeeze your buttocks, press the pelvic bones down. Press the shoulders down toward the floor, and only look up if it's okay on the neck. Hold it here and change. Come down, arms beside the body. Second set, palms flat as can be. Once again, toes and heels together. Press your 2 little pelvic bones on the front body into the floor. So press them down. You're going to get this teeny tiny little lengthening of the lower back, and you're going to engage those transverse abdominal muscles. Press to that 4-finger thumb mount strongly. All 10 fingers are touching, or all 5 on each hand. And here we go. Come on up. You only press up until the belly button comes up off the floor. No more. Once the belly button comes up off the floor, then you just continue to deepen the back bend and the upper back. Hug the elbows into the waist as much as possible and press the shoulder blades, front of the shoulders, the deltoids down toward the floor. You should be able to see your traps if you were in front of a mirror, but of course you're not. Squeeze your heels together. Squeeze those legs. The kneecaps should be lifting up off the floor. Engage. And then change. Down nice and slow. Right ear comes down. Awesome. We're going to set it up here. So we're going to rock back and forth, side to side. Nice and slow. You want the palms to face the floor. The palms are not just facing the floor, they're touching the floor. Little pinkies touch, and you're going to spread your fingers out nice and wide. You're gripping the floor. Chin is forward, right leg very strong. Lift up your right leg. So no bent knee. You want to get the right leg lifting up half of 90 degrees. It's 45 degrees, guys, higher than you think. Get it up there. You want to shift the weight forward into the upper back, into the shoulders. Chin is still forward, and you don't turn that head side to side ever, ever if you're new to this practice. Change. Right leg comes down, left leg goes up, press into those hands. So you're trying to relax the right leg because it wants to help the left leg up, so don't let it. Extend that leg, engage, no bent knee, point the toe, get the weight into the upper back. We're trying to get completely out of the lower back here. And then change, left leg comes down. So 10 on a second each side here. Now, mouth comes down, so you flatten out the back of the neck a little bit. You shimmy the fingertips closer to the knees. And if you've never tried this, Becca, you can try it. I know my students have. You can flex your feet, bringing kind of the, yeah, and you can actually, yeah, keep them flexed, and then just shift your whole body weight forward. Just push through your feet, and that'll help you get those, instead of moving the fingertips down, that helps you get into that upper back. So you can try it or not, all right? When you're ready, lift both legs up. Come on up. Engage. So you want to keep the legs strong, no bend in the knees, keep the mouth down, don't turn the head side to side, and lift the legs. You gotta get out of that lower back. Gotta get into the upper back. Lift a little higher, separate the feet at the very end. Go. And change. Creating that muscle memory. Arms out from underneath you. Freshly oxygenated. Extra blood flow to the elbows, a little synovial fluid, some good stuff. Set up second set. Here we go. Jading to arms underneath you. Little pinkies touch. Chin forward. Lock the right leg, point the toe, get it up there. Again, higher than you think, guys. And here's the thing. So in this pose, there's a tendency, if you're really flexible or tight, to go deeply one way or the other. So I want you to feel like your right inner thigh is lifting up toward the ceiling. Change. Right leg down, left leg go. Same thing on the left side. Left inner thigh lifts up toward the ceiling. Push into the hands. Use your hands here, guys. You have to find that shift. When you use those hands, you're pushing to like propel the weight of the body into the upper back and shoulders here. And then change. Left leg down. Both legs. So once again, mouth comes down, kissing your mat, shimmying the fingertips closer to the knees, or you can flex those toes to push yourself forward. And here we go. Come on up. 10 on a second. You can do this. Lift. I want you to use your hands to shift that body weight into the upper back. You can do it. Separate the legs a little bit at the very end. Only if you're ready. Go higher. And then release. Awesome. Get those arms once again out from underneath you. Right ear down. Let the spine just rise and fall. Breathing in and out. Stillness. Continuing with the spine strengthening series. Chin's going to come forward. Toes and heels are going to be all the way together. Once again, feel as if your little ankle bones are going to touch. Press the two little pelvic bones down. And then I want you to squeeze the shoulders onto the back before you even begin this pose. Squeeze them together and lift everything up off the floor. Full locust pose here. So everything comes up. Lift the arms up. Toes and heels touching all the way. Don't let them come apart. Get them together. Engage through the legs. Press the pelvic bones down. Lift the chest up even more. Really sweep the arms back and up. Lift the chin up only if it's okay on the neck. Come up a little higher. Bring those feet back together. And then release. Left ear down. Big toes together. Heels fan out. Releases the pelvis. Lower back. So I know a lot of people do this little rocking thing in this series nowadays. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't care. But the series is created to, if you bring your big toes together and let the heels fan out, it really relaxes the lower back sacral area. True story. Try it. Second set. Spread the arms out like airplane wings. Toes and heels together. Lift the kneecaps up off the floor and go. Fly away. Come on, guys. Go, back, go. Get that chest up. Really lift the chest up. You're trying to get the tips of the toes, the tips of the fingers, and the crown of the head in one plane, right? So keep lifting the chest, squeeze the shoulders back, lift the chin up, bring those feet back together, back up. Tie a rope around those ankles, get them up there, go, 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 go. And change. Arms beside the body, right ear down. Spine rises, spine falls. All right, let's do this. Dhanurasana. Yay. Bend the knees in, grab a hold of the feet. right in between the toes and the ankles. So you guys can kind of see Becca's feet there. Good grip there. Now, Becca has major lordosis, right? Bubble butt, what we talked about earlier. It's just a deep curvature in the lower back, more so than most people. It's not a bad thing. A lot of people have it. Some people have the opposite of that. But for her, I'm going to instruct her to lengthen that out a little bit so she doesn't just dump right there. So push your pelvic bones into the floor very strongly. Most of you, I wouldn't say very strongly, but for her, I'm saying that. So really press those two pelvic bones, like to the point that they may not feel so great right there. Keep the knees hugging in. Keep the feet hugging in. Keep the shoulders, elbows, wrists, one plumb line. And here we go. Kick straight up and back. So as you kick, that's going to pull the chest open. So the chest really isn't doing anything. The arms aren't doing anything. The legs do all the work here. They're kicking up and back, and they're just pulling your chest wide open. You allow the shoulders to roll onto the back and glide back. Keep kicking up and back. You've got this, Becca. Don't give up. Let the chin lift up a little bit, only if it's okay on the neck. If it doesn't, you can even drop it down and get a sweet stretch in the upper back there. Keep kicking. Last 3. Kick 1, 2, kick 1, and release. Woo-hoo. So this is the one pose that I typically tell people, you know, like, tough it out. And the reason I do is because back bends are so good for you, but also because it's really easy to drop out of this one. It's tough. So yeah, we have to kind of check in with our ego. Like, are we really about to die, or are we just kind of checking out because it's the path of least resistance? Second set, send the knees back in. Grab a hold of the feet once again, right in between the toes and the ankles. Push those pelvic bones down to find that little bit of lengthening in the lower back. So we're not talking about a scoop, we're talking about lengthening. Drawing the transverse abdominal muscles in and up. Start to kick up and back. 20 honest seconds, no cheating. You got this. Get it. Kick. Let the shoulders roll back. You got it. Let them roll back. Keep those toes lifting up. Cross those pelvic bones down. Open up through the chest. Lift the chin up. Go for it. Kick up and back. Go, Becca. See if you can roll into the belly a little bit more. I was going to say go belly. And release. I know it's really hard to laugh in that pose. Once again, big toes together, heels fan out. Definitely stay and get your belly shavasana after Dhanurasana. All right, press onto your hands and your knees. Walk your knees up a little bit, maybe halfway up on your mat. You're going to bring your knees together. Separate your feet. So all 10 of your toesies should point straight back. All 10. I think you might need a little more room. I don't know. Depth perception from this angle is kind of weird. Leila keeps walking up to me like, what are you doing talking to the computer? Knees together. There we go. All 10 toes pointing straight ahead. And come down one elbow at a time. You can come all the way down to your upper back. So once you get down to the upper back, guys, if your knees pop off the floor at all, then you need to back up. So just bring your forearms back down and lift up. Otherwise, you're squeezing your knees together and down. You're grabbing the opposite elbows above the head. So you have your upper back on the floor. And you're getting a really nice little shoulder girdle stretch here, as well as a hip flexor stretch. So squeeze your knees together and down. Got it. Lift those hips up a little bit. Open it up. And we're going to stay for one long set. I do this in regular classes too, because it's awesome to get the full benefit of this pose by allowing the blood flow to be completely cut off. This pose aids in helping with blood flow of your legs, circulation, helps varicose veins, really good for digestion. Squeeze your knees together and down one last time, and then just lift the hips up, even off the floor, a little tiny bit if you can feel. If you can't feel the stretch anymore, yep. And then nice and slow, come up, one little elbow at a time. And if you weren't on the upper back, that's okay. You just come on up. And then just let those legs come out from underneath you on your backs, palms up. Arms over the head, cross those thumbs, suck that stomach in, sit up. Double exhale. Grabbing the toes. And spinning around. Ardha Karmasana. So the hips are on the heels. Nice straight spine, belly engaged. Inhale the arms up and over the head, palms come together, thumbs are crossed. Chin away from the chest. Reach up and out. So up and out, keeping the hips on the heels best of your ability as you come down with a flat back. So if you keep the biceps and the ears glued together, that's going to help you in this pause. Don't let that spine round. If the hips have to come off the heels a little bit, so what? That's okay. Guys, remember, we're not attached to a certain thing here, not attached to getting to a certain place. We are tuning in to our body, our breath. So if we're tuned into our body and our breath, we're doing yoga, we're practicing yoga. So in this pose, press to the outer edge of the pinkies, straightening those arms, engaging the arms. You're literally strengthening your tricep muscles, the backs of the arms, right? And then the more you press into the blades of the hands, the pinkies there, you can use that strong arms to push the hips back into the heels a little more and to elongate the spine a little more. Maybe the tip of the nose is touching the floor, but otherwise just the forehead is touching the floor. Now, to come out of this, we're going to build a little core strength. So maybe you can do this, maybe not, but you can play with it. Lift the arms up first. It's like, oh, what? Yeah, and then pull the belly in, squeeze biceps into the head. Beautiful. Float the arms down. So that's really tough, but it's not that hard so much as it is that muscle memory, like your body goes, what do I have to engage to do this? Palms up and stand up. Second set, arms up and over the head. Cross those thumbs. Flex the feet, big sit up, double exhale. Grab the toes. Spin around. Second set. Ardha Karmasana. Half twist. Take them strong. Hips on the heels. Inhale the arms up and over the head. Palms come together. Thumbs are crossed. Again, reach up. Belly tight and out. So again, goal, trying to keep the hips on the heels. If that doesn't happen, does that make you a bad yogi? No. You can lift the hips off the heels if you need to. We're just trying to get a nice long spine. We're trying to get a little bit of length, a little bit of strength, a little flexibility. Press to the outer edges of those pinkies. So Becca, for you, if you want, and anybody that has, she doesn't have any, but anybody that has any rounding in the upper back, if you melt the heart toward the floor, squeezing the shoulder blades on the back, that kind of helps you get rid of that little teeny tiny bit of extra rounding. I call it hollowing out the armpits. Now pull the belly in and up. And then here's another little tip for using your core. Press your heels towards one another. Oh yeah, and come on up. That's going to engage those inner thighs, which is part of your core. Keep those arms glued to the head. Float the arms down. Beautiful. Spin around on your backs. Palms up. Feet fan out. Heels towards one another. Toes fan out. I have to take a sip of water. I'm about to go. Arms over the head. Cross those thumbs. Suck the stomach in. Sit up. Double exhale. Grab those toes. Beautiful. So we're going to come into Ustrasana. So can you turn sideways for me, Becca? Do you mind? Sorry. Keep in mind, again, guys, I haven't seen her practice in so long. I'm just excited to see her practice. All right, so you want to keep those hips pushing forward. You want their knees about hip distance apart, palms to the lower back. So you're going to put them in that little nook, right? Thumbs on the outside. Now, Go ahead and drop the head back, let it go. Squeeze the shoulders onto the back, squeeze the elbows. I want you to feel like you're gonna touch your elbows behind you. Yeah, push the hips forward. So get into as much of a back bend as you can possibly get into before anything else happens. Push the hips forward even more. If you can, grab your heels, fingers on the inside, thumbs on the outside, one hand at a time. Now, keep pushing the hips forward. You're trying to keep the hips and the knees in one line. Get out of the lower back, look up out of the lower back, with the heart up toward the ceiling, opening through the throat, the heart, the solar plexus. This is so good for our bodies, guys. We're in flexion so much. Keep pressing the hips forward and keep lifting the heart up toward the ceiling. Don't allow yourself to collapse in the lower back. Squeeze the shoulders on the back. Pull on the heels. Literal human tug of war here. Pull on the heels as you push the hips forward. And then to come up and out of this, one hand at a time. Beautiful. Support the lower back. Once again, spin around. Very nice, Becca. You don't have to face that way next time if you don't want to. I just wanted to see your back bend. Palms up, fan down. Arms over the head, cross those thumbs, suck that stomach in, sit up, double exhale. Like I was trying to think when the last time I actually had you in the class was. I don't even remember. Like forever. Can't see your fingers. Long time. 3, 4 years. Yikes. All right. Again, hip distance apart with the knees, palms to the lower back. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. I want you to squeeze them very strongly. Feel like I'm grab your elbows from behind you and I'm pulling your elbows towards one another, obviously without any pain. But you're going to squeeze the elbows towards one another. Push the hips forward. Once again, go into as much of a back bend as you can get into, opening through the throat. If you keep the mouth closed, that helps you to stretch that throat out. Plus, it keeps you from mouth breathing. Keep hugging the elbows in. Push the hips forward a little more. Grab your heels, one heel at a time, fingers on the inside, thumbs on the outside. Pull on the heels as you push the hips forward, opening up the whole front body, guys. This is so good. Opening up your throat chakra, your heart chakra, anahata, getting into the solar plexus, the whole center of the body. Push those hips forward a little bit more. Pull on the heels a little more. Last chance. Pull on the heels, push, lift the heart toward the ceiling. And then change. Bring one hand at a time to the lower back to support. Quickly spin around, palms up, hand out. Woo. So stress in that camel pose. Getting that heart rate up. Opening up with the emotional body a little bit. It's a vulnerable position for the body. Sasangasana is next. Grab it, pose, arms over the head. Cross those thumbs, suck the stomach in, sit up, double exhale. Pull the toes back toward the face. Spin around. So even if you're not super sweaty, you always want to try to get a dry grip over the heels so that you don't lose your grip. So important not to lose your grip, guys, because your weight is in the head, right? So we don't want to dump weight into your neck, basically. Once you get that dry grip, chin comes into the chest. Sitting hips on the heels, chin comes into the chest. Round and curl very strongly, pulling the belly very, very much so in, like hollowing out that belly, like that first breathing exercise. Getting the forehead, or excuse me, the top of the head to touch the floor and the forehead to touch the knees. If the forehead doesn't touch the knees, just work on bringing the knees to the forehead. No big deal. You just kind of inch them forward little at a time. Those of you that have the forehead touching the knees, you're going to keep hold of the heels and lift the hips up, getting the thighs perpendicular to the floor. You want to pull so hard on the heels, you're keeping all the weight out of the head. There should be like 3 to 5% weight in the head. And you know, it's really difficult when you're upside down, curled up into a ball to tell what 3 to 5% is. So just keep the weight out of the head. Pull like crazy. White knuckle with the hand too. Pull. Get the shoulders out of the ears. You're elongating the entire back body, the spine, creating space between each and every little disc. Beautiful. Change. Hips come down first. Head comes up last. Once again, drop the hips. Spin around. Is that your favorite? Arms over the head, cross those thumbs, suck the stomach in, sit up, down, extend, pull the toes back, for a second set. Yeah, that would be cool. Awesome. Okay. Toes and heels together. And once again, sitting on the shins. Get a nice dry grip over the heels, knees together. Chin comes into the chest. Once again, round and curl. So I know Becca's probably not like soaking wet with sweat, but she's pulling that towel up and over to show you guys to be a good student. Forehead comes to the knees. Once it touches like hers does, you pull. You lift the hips up. You pull so much so that you do not want to create weight in the head, guys, because it dumps into the neck. So pull those heels towards one another. Pull white knuckle. Really pulling on those heels to lift the hips up. Really feeling it. Just a tremendous stretch from the cervical spine all the way down to the tailbone. This should feel so good on your back body here. Pull. Rabbit pose for Easter, right? Change. Hips down first, head up last. And those of you that don't know, I'm giggling to myself, and so is she, because she's Jewish. So just having a little fun with her. Spin around. On your back. Sorry, on your back, palms up. I keep making you move around. Your shavasanas are probably not very rewarding right now. Arms over the head. Cross those thumbs, suck that stomach in. Sit up, double exhale. Pull the toes back to the face. Spin around for Janu Shirshasana. Can you believe we're already here? So already to the stretching. Right leg out. So there's a tendency in this pose to take those legs like a V. And I hate that, and it pisses me off. So I want you to bring that right leg forward, especially because of what you got going on. Bring the right leg all the way forward, straight ahead. Yeah. But then don't take the left leg back out, because then you'll be right where you were. Yep. So, all right. Now, inhale the arms up and over the head. All 10 fingers interlocked. Release. Don't release the index finger. Sorry. And fold forward over the leg, grabbing the foot. If you need to bend the knee to get the foot, you know, Becca does not, but if you do need to, so what? It's okay. You bend the knee. And then someday you straighten the leg out slowly over time, opening the hamstring. You definitely have to get all 10 fingers around the foot, though. You're gently pulling the toes back toward the face without lifting the heel off the floor. We want to try to get, again, a big stretch in the hamstring here. You're trying to someday get your elbows to the floor on either side of the calf muscle. So this is your standing head to knee without having to balance. What a freaking gorgeous thing. Change. Arms come up and over the head. Belly is super tight. Switch sides. So don't take that leg out into a wing. Keep hugging it in. Up and over the body. Come on down. So when you grab the foot and you get the forehead onto the knee, so if you pull the toes back toward the face, if you can do this from a seated position, but you cannot do it from a standing position, something is awry in your actual alignment, not your body per se, because this is literally the exact same posture. It's a forward bend. Change. The only difference is balance. Bring those arms up and over. Bring those legs out. Yep, be careful. Lie back. Don't hit your hands. Arms up and over the head. Flex those feet. Big sit up. Double exhale. Grab your toes. So now we're going to grab our toes. If you can do this slowly, just in case somebody new is watching there. From the middle and index fingers right in between the big toe and second toe. So kind of karate chop. See how it's sweet? Thank you, Becca. And then you're going to cross your thumbs on top. You know, some people will lift the thumbs up to try to touch their forehead. Totally up to you. First thing I want you to do is hoist your chest up, lift up, melt the heart forward. Find length in the spine. The whole spine should be nice and long. Melt the inner thighs toward the floor and begin to slowly pull the toes back toward the face and elongate the spine as you descend over your legs. The shoulders continuously pull back and the heart continuously melts forward. Someday, you're going to get the elbows to the floor on either side of the calf muscles with the legs straight, and you'll touch your forehead to the tips of your thumbs. It's not about getting anywhere though, guys. It's about feeling. Paschimottanasana literally means westward stretch. We just want to feel a stretch down the whole back body. Change. Come on up. Quickly spin around. Palms up. Keep fan out. Arms over the head, cross those thumbs, suck that stomach in, sit up, double exhale, pull the toes back toward the face. Finish your Asana part 2, second set. All 10 fingers interlocked. Grab your foot. And change. Arms over the head. Extend the left leg out. Right leg in. All 10 fingers interlocked. Grab the foot. Forehead on the knee. Elbows to the floor. Pulling the toes back toward the face. And then on this one, so Becca's not doing it, but a lot of us tend to rock to one side or the other. So we're trying to keep those shoulders in one line. Again, this is your standing head to knee. Work those elbows down to your own degree. And then change. Arms over the head. Extend both legs out. Big sit up, double exhale. Grab your toes, flex the feet back. Karate chop those fingers in. Lift the heart up. Your pinky toes. I want your pinky toes to pull back. Like I could literally, if I grab Becca, I mean obviously I can't, but if I could grab her by her ponytail and just stand her up, she could be able to stand up on her feet. She would not have her pinky toes curled in. A lot of people do that. So be mindful of your feet. Lift your heart up and get to work. So Paschimottanasana, the big, deep, forward fold. Belly stays engaged. The front of the thighs stay engaged. So anytime you're trying to stretch a muscle, the opposing muscle has to stay engaged. Shoulders out of the ears, melt the heart. Looking for that anterior pelvic tilt, which we will talk about when we break down all these postures together, Becca. It's going to be so much fun. And then change. Now with this, I'll go straight into the twist. Is that okay with you? Sorry. Yeah, however you want to do it is fine with me. Left knee comes down right in front of your belly button, and you're not going to sit on the left foot. The right leg comes up and over. So check in with your right foot, your right ankle, and your left knee should be touching. They should become best buds. So your right ankle and left knee are hanging out. All right. Then from here, you're going to take your right arm behind you. Yep. And then just for right now, Becca, just to show anybody that may be new, put it on the floor. Yeah. So put it on the floor right behind you and walk it all the way in toward your spine. So your forearm and your back are touching. Yeah. So you can straighten up your spine. So you can use that hand to push to get length in the spine. Then take that left arm up and over, all the way up and over, pressing the back of the left arm into the back of the right leg, and then grab your knee with the left hand or your mat or anything. And then you can go ahead and get into whatever expression you typically do. Like I just wanted them to see a modification here. So get that arm up and over. Inhale, lift up on the inhale. So lift up, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, twist, looking over the right shoulder. Getting that right shoulder to open up. You have a nice, the spine is straight. It's in a twist, but it's straight. So we're not leaning back or leaning forward. Press through that right big toe mount, Becca. And then change. So unravel. Got it. Rock onto the hands. Right knee comes down, right in line with the belly button. Left leg comes up and over. Left foot should be planted on the floor, and the left ankle and the right knee should be best buds right now. So literally, the final pose, you have your wrist, knee, and ankle all together in one little bunch. All right. So then you can bring the left arm behind you again to the floor. Becca, you do you. I mean, they've seen it once now. And then lift that right arm up and over. See if you can grab your right knee. If you cannot grab the knee, who cares? Grab your mat, grab whatever you can get a hold of. Big deal here, big inhale, lift up, lengthen out, exhale, twist, look over the left shoulder. So we're not trying to get a twist in the low back, guys. That's the big misnomer in this series. If you get a twist into your lower back, you're gonna have major sacroiliac pain, and it will last for years. I'm not lying to you. I've known a zillion Bikram yogis do this. Don't do that to yourself, please. Don't. You're not trying to impress anybody. You will be impressing no one by being in pain. Twist, lift up, inhale, lift, exhale, twist a little more. And then release. Spin around, on your back, palms up, feet fan out. The best, legit best Shavasana of all is right after the twist, in my opinion. Get this freshly rush of oxygenated blood flow to your spine, synovial fluid to your discs. A healthy spine literally is a healthy body, guys. It controls your entire nervous system. Arms over the head. Cross those thumbs. Suck that stomach in. Sit up. Double exhale. Going to work into some couple body breathing here. Allowing, getting rid of any excess CO2 in the body. Again, a beautiful thing. This is good for your pulmonary system, really good for your belly. So, Becca, for you, if you could turn sideways for me. So I'll show you guys something really cool. So if Becca, if she sinks back like that, so she can get rid of that arch in her back, if she leans forward to get an anterior pelvic tilt, she's going to have that curvature, right? And then when you try to snap the belly in, everything kind of comes into the back. But if she puts just a tiny little, on this one, I have to say it is kind of a tuck a little bit, but it allows your belly to be soft, so stick your belly out from this point. In this position, stick your belly out. Look, you can't even see her belly. Stick the belly out like a Buddha, without letting the spine arch. So keep that little tuck and then stick it out. Arms are straight. Why do we have the arms perfectly straight? Not a soft bend in the elbow. Because that helps you to stay out of the chest. We want to get into belly. We want to snap the belly in. We want that diaphragm to flatten out, okay? Exhale only, inhale is passive, begin. Forceful breath, snap the belly in. And if you find yourself sucking air in, that's okay. You can stop and pause and start again. 10, 9, 8. So you can, some people have to take a little sip of water here to do that fine. We're going to just double time it. And if you can't keep up, it doesn't freaking matter ever. In a big, giant class of 50, it doesn't matter if you can't keep up. Just do the breathing. Straight arms, soft belly, stick it out, snap it in. And do that. Keep doing it, just snapping the belly in, exhaling only. Again, the inhale is passive. The body does it for you, but you're not focused on it. It just does it for you on its own. 10, 9, 8. Namaste. Spin around on your back, palms up, feet fan out. And you must be playing if you think I'm not going to make you take Shavasana. Have you met me? Oh, babies. Yay, Shavasana, Mom. Ronis is looking at me like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Palms up, feet fanned out. Hi, sweet baby. What are you doing? Come on, let's go hiking. Allow yourself to totally let go. Take a deep breath in, fill your lungs up. Exhale. Palms are up, feet are fan down. There is literally nothing in the world more important than your shavasana right now. Nothing is more important than your stillness. Want all the muscles in the back body to surrender and sink. Notice that after a bit of time, your body catches on that it doesn't have to hold on to anything and allows itself to surrender into the flow, into the whole. Maybe you can notice sensation that you're being held, carried, nurtured by the please stay in Shavasana as long as you like. Highly recommended. Namaste. Thank you all so much for coming. Have a great night. Becca, I'll play you shortly.